Welcome back to the show. The support for Ukraine here in our community has just been absolutely tremendous. There are so many fundraisers that are happening. I just got an email this morning. Lucas Hanneman and his band are putting on a fundraiser at the Brass Monkey coming up on April 10th. And if you love pierogies, and who doesn't, well, there is a fantastic dinner. It's a dinner in support of Ukraine. Here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by Jay Sanko from the Knights of Columbus. Jay, welcome to the show. Wonderful to have you here. Jay, let's talk about how this came about. How did this event materialize?
Quite honestly, we've been doing a lot of charitable events over the past few years here in the Orleans area with the Knights of Columbus. And with the COVID restrictions sort of prohibiting what we could do, we just decided that once the restrictions started lifting, we got together as a group and thought, what could we do? And my wife's 100% Ukrainian. She's first generation here in Canada.
Okay.
So we sort of got the group of us together and decided that's what we'd do.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, Jay. You know, from your perspective, of course, your wife's perspective in particular. I imagine she still has family and friends in Ukraine. What's that experience been like, hearing from family and friends that still remain in the country?
Yeah, it's been interesting. Fortunately, my wife's, her family, they're from the western side of Ukraine, outside of Lviv and all that. But with the recent, sort of things are pushing to the west, so staying on top of those sort of things like that, and with the time changes and that, it's been eventful, to say the least.
Yeah, no kidding. Jay, so let's talk about who's involved in this. And I know that you've brought together, this community, as I mentioned off the top, has really come together to help support Ukraine. Who's involved in this particular event?
As we already mentioned, the Knights of Columbus in the area, there's 4 councils, 2 English councils and 2 French councils. Plus, we've also got the Ukrainian council from the St. Vladimir the Great, which is from St. John the Baptist. That's the Ukrainian council. So amongst us, plus a lot of community involvement, the Soulstone Sushi Bar and Grill stepped up and offered their location to run the event. So just between the Knights and a group of very zealous community participants, we've got it together and got a lot of volunteers stepping and coming out of the woodwork to help us out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So who's preparing all these delicious pierogies?
Wow, yeah. You know what? I must admit, Chimo Pierogies, we contacted them, a Canadian company out of Western Canada. They've donated 700 dozen pierogies for us to put together that day. So we've got the chefs and a few cooks at the Soulstone Sushi Bar and Grill that have donated their time to cook the pierogies. My wife is going to be making the borscht from scratch, and she's making vegetarian borscht. There's different ways of making it, but we wanted to make sure that we are going to stay vegan friendly, so that if anybody's wondering. But she's making 500 bowls of borscht from scratch to be served that day as well.
Wow, she's going to be a busy lady. You happen to share a fantastic article, people out there wondering to themselves, well, how much money can something like this raise? Out west, they did something fairly similar. I think it was called Pierogies in the Parking Lot or something to that effect. Maybe you can share that story with our viewers, Jay.
Yeah, just recently out in Edmonton, a group of individuals got together, did the same sort of thing, and they just did pierogies in the park, and before you know it, they had over 1,000 people lined up to buy pierogies, and they raised over $40,000 to donate over to Ukraine. So same sort of concept that we're doing. We're looking to donate. All the funds are going to be going to the Red Cross Ukrainian Relief Fund. So we're hoping we can replicate what they did. 40,000 is a huge goal. We were sort of looking for 10 to 15,000, but we'll take 40.
Yeah, well, and you never know. Some people waited, as I understand it, reading the article, between 2 and 3 hours to get their pierogies. So it just shows you how much, as I said, support there is, not only in Ottawa, but right across the country. Jay, for those that aren't familiar with the Knights of Columbus, tell us a little bit about what your organization does and its mission.
Sure. The Knights of Columbus, it's a fraternal organization within the Catholic Church. And the 3 pillars that we're based upon are charity, unity, and fraternity. So, a lot of things we do the basketball free throw competition, but within Orleans area, our group and the 4 councils have done a lot of work around for organizations like the Miriam Center, We've also done charitable organizations for the Soldier On program here within Ottawa, the Canadian Forces. So we sort of look at different things and events that we can do to help out our community and provide that unity sort of aspect. So that's what the Knights do.
Yeah, they do great work. Jay, tell everybody at home how they can get their order in for this great event.
Sure. Well, on Monday, April the 4th, between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., we're going to be located at the Soulstone Sushi Bar and Grill, which is 2701 St. Joseph Boulevard in Orleans, just west of the big church. And we'll be there starting probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock for the whole 4 hours.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. Thanks so much for joining us, Jay. Really appreciate it. Coming up after the break, we're going to tell you the benefits of the arts right here in our community.